Season finale time! Welcome to HQTV Trivia. I'm the bozo with the afro from Chicago making the cash flow for Rod Muhammad. We're broadcasting live in portrait mode and in living color from HQ Universal Studios in Los Angeles, California. And you're joining in with 60 plus players. So glad you could join us. If you have friends who have already jailbroken the app, the HQ Trivia app, that is, tell them to join in right now. Also, tell them to follow the HQTV Twitter feed at PlayHQTV for all game updates and notifications. Additionally, you can join in the HQTV Community and get notifications and updates on our brand now, and use the QR code or text link to accept the Discord invite after tonight's game is over. As always, this is not an official HQ Trivia game, nor is it produced by HQ Trivia LLC. Also, let us know on the Twitter or Discord if you'd like to help out on the HQTV crew, whether it's to write trivia questions, host a game or two, or one of the other many volunteer roles that are available. Tonight's games are going to be a little different. It's winner take all for both trivia and words. We're going to one person standing, and that person will win the complete prize of $25 dang dollars. No sharing, no splitting, no mercy. If you're joining for the first time, here's how the game works. I'm going to give you a bunch of general knowledge trivia, multiple choice trivia questions that go from easy to impossible. Also, if you've enabled, you can pick up more extra live racers and super spins for words in the store section of this app. To do so, you spend coins that you get from correctly answering in trivia words and the daily challenges to get those power-ups. If you think you tapped the wrong answer and there's still some time left in the question, you can swap your answer as many times as you want until time is up. If your answer is wrong and you're out of extra lives, I'm afraid you would be out of the running for the winner-take-all cash prize. However, stick around because you can still play for coins, lives, and erasers in rewards mode. If we go to question 12 and beyond, erasers and extra lives will no longer be in play. If you get a question wrong at that point, you are going to rewards mode immediately. You're instantly, if you are the last person still in it to win it, though, you will win the cash prize. And if a question ends up with no one getting it correct, we'll bring the players for that question back into the game for the next question until one winner remains. Someone's going to win this game. Might as well be you, right? So, we're also ending our summer season here on HQTV. During the months of June and July, you've had the ability to earn points for season. Every league granted you a free pass in trivia. If you got a question wrong up until the question number of your level, you got a pass, and you can move on to the next question. All of your points and levels will reset after tonight's game as we move forward with our back-to-school season with new games underway. Alrighty. Are you ready to enter the Trivia Thunderdome? 68 players enter. One player leaves victorious. Let's do this. Here's Q1. One who's getting some shut-eye is doing what? Sleeping, crying, or watching golf? Let's keep the tribute train a-rolling to Q2. What's the first month of the year? Now, of course, all but one of the months have at least 30 days, but we're looking for months with exactly 30. So let's go in order. January has 31 days. February has 28 or 29. March has 31, and April has exactly 30 days. April's the right answer there. And it looks like that's 64 of you. Great number. Companies. So hopefully you can be able to use those extra lives while you can still use them. All right, brilliant. It's time for irreconcilable differences are a common reason for what unhappy event? Getting fired, a divorce, or a mortgage foreclosure? experienced all three of these in my life, so I've had some experience. I can tell you this is not going to work out for you. Anyway, all three of these events can really put a damper on anyone's day, but the one commonly caused by from irreconcilable differences is divorce. Yes, indeed. 61 of you managed to get that one right. Unfortunately, 3 of you got annulled by that question, so you're not going to get any alimony, but hopefully you could be able to mode. Alrighty then, you're doing brilliantly. We've gone through a full of that. Well, actually, maybe not. It depends on how many questions I ask. To make up for that, here's some math with Q4. In the equation x plus 3 equals x minus 5, what does x equal? Negative 3, 5, or... time 5. Hit it! Get up out of your chairs. Let those legs loose. Shake what your mama gave you. Bring the heat. Okay. Here's Q5. What comes next in the sequence? Exclamation point, @ sign, octothorpe, $, %, If you were to look at a standard modern QWERTY keyboard, you would see that the symbols in this question are shift alternatives to the first 5 number keys. The symbol seen when pressing shift 6 is the caret. And it looks like that, looks like 25 of you managed to get that one right. 36 of you thought it was the ampersand. That's what I'm calling right here a savage question. Yes, indeed, right here. Oh my goodness, here. Hopefully you could be able to still use those extra lives there. But yes, unfortunately, the answer was the caret. Alrighty, splendid. Here's Q6. On an analog clock, what time do both hands form an obtuse angle? 2 o'clock, 7:45, or 10:15? Okay. It's time for a geometry refresher. First off, what's an obtuse angle? Well, it's an angle that's more than the right angle, 80 degrees. The reflex angle, which is more than 180 degrees, but less than a full rotation at 360 degrees. Both 2 o'clock and 7:45 have the hour and minute hands less than 90 degrees from each other, which makes them acute angles. The only one of these three that forms an obtuse angle is 10:15. Questions. You know what time it is. It's Peter's and wow, I do not look good at all on that screen anyway. So fresh, so clean. Yes, indeed. So here's Q7. Which state does not contain part of Yellowstone National Park? Utah, Idaho, or Montana? Just watched 2012. A lot of that movie takes place in Yellowstone. Anyway, let's go to the map. Yellowstone National Park is located in 3 U.S. states. Most of the park is in Wyoming, but small slivers of it are also in Montana and Idaho, which means that Yellowstone is not. And it looks like that 2 of you managed to get that one right. 2 of you will need to chat with Smokey Bear, or is it Yogi Bear? I can't really tell the difference anyway. Anyway, it's now time for Q8, which means that we need to beat the heat with a beverage break with Nate, the 8. Right, mate? You can't spell scuba without CBS. Here's Q8. Which culture claims that life formed during an age called Dreamtime? Ancient Egyptian, Australian Aboriginal, or Mayan? Alrighty then. Most cultures, both ancient and current, have a creation story to explain the creation of their domains as well, and also how life came to be. The culture that believed that the spirits created the land and the people, while the ancestors created the bodies of water, hills, rocks, plants, and animals during a period Now time Q9. Yes, of course. Which of these countries is an Islamic republic? Iraq, Jordan, or Iran? Alrighty then. An Islamic republic is a country that either is an Islamic theocratic state religion. Currently, there are 3 countries that consider themselves Islamic states. Those countries are Mauritania, Pakistan, and Iran. So Iran is the answer we were looking for, and all 31 of you managed to get that one right, which is great because I did not have a joke for anybody that was incorrect because I did not want to get in trouble. Alrighty, we are now in the realm of double digits. Here comes Q10. If you have pityriasis capitis, which of these products should you? There's NyQuil or Tums. Tums. The nighttime siblings toffee heads free. There you go. Alrighty. Pityriasis is the Greek word for scurf or flakes on the skin. And capitis is the Latin word for of the head. So it's dandruff. The best product of these 3 to deal with dandruff is, of course, Head and Shoulders. And 31 of you, all managed to get that one right. Fantastic. Now that you got some indigestion there. Okay. It is now time for the last chance to use your extra lives and erasers. And it's also dragons. It's time for some chemistry with Q11. Which of these best describes the alphabetically first chemical element? A nonmetallic solid, an inert gas. Turns out that if the appears in the dictionary, its name is helium with C, which is a solid, silvery, metallic, radioactive element. And 3 of you managed to get that one right. 8 of you, unfortunately, gone past half-life. Okay, well, the 23 of you, and also any of you who are using extra lives, are now on your way to question 12. So, from this point forward, extra lives and erasers are deactivated. You're all walking without a net until one person is left standing. If no one gets the question right and any question from here on in, we'll bring those players back to play again until we have one person remaining. So take a deep breath. Here we go. Q12. Which of these is the fewest? The pillars of Islam, the Catholic sacraments, or the noble truths of Buddhism? What do you think? Okay. Well, there are 7 sacraments of the Catholic Church, which is the most out of these. And the noble truth. Well, there are 4 noble truths, but there are 5 pillars. So the noble truths of Buddhism is the right answer. 13 of you. We are now whittling it down to 13 people. Okay, it looks, and unfortunately 12 of you thought that was incorrect. It's savage, not quite savage. I'm going to call it there. Alrighty then. Let us continue on, because here is Q13. What dark ride was ranked the highest according to Daffy's 2007 survey results? Funland's Haunted Mansion, Walt Disney World's Haunted Mansion, or Disneyland's Haunted Mansion? All these are different types of haunted mansions. Anyway. Are still in us to win us. We've got another savage question on our hands right here. Going to get one person left. Alrighty then. We are now one question away from tying our HQTV trivia record of the number of questions in a single game. So both Supreme Court appointments that were not confirmed. James, John, or George. Remember, not confirmed. Okay, here we go. Now, follow me here. George Washington was the first president, and he made a lot of appointments to fill the rest of the Supreme Court. 10 were confirmed, 4 were declined and rejected or withdrawn. So that's 4. George W. Bush withdrew 2 nominations. That's 6. And George H.W. Bush had both of his appointments approved. So that makes 6 non-confirmed U.S. Supreme Court appointees by presidents named George. Presidents named John also had 6 appointees not confirmed, 4 of which came from John Tyler. But James, the most common name for a U.S. president to date, only had 5. The answer is George or John. Except, remember that presidents, okay, I was going to go for another answer here, but basically, John Taylor appointed Reuben Walworth 3 times and Edward King and John Spencer twice each. All those repeated appointments were not confirmed, so that brings a total number of 10, which makes John the right answer. None of you got that one right, so we're bringing everybody back into the game there. I'm sorry I paused so long, Rust. I was going to go for a dramatic effect there. You didn't need to show the answer. Anyway, so it looks like that all you were impeached for that. The unknown with Q15. Running animated TV show is from which country? Japan, the United States, or Germany? Okay. What do we think? Well, the longest running animated series, as well as the longest running sitcom and longest running scripted primetime TV series in the United States is, of course, The Simpsons, with 768 episodes over 35 seasons and counting. However, that pales in comparison to the longest running series in both Germany and Japan. In Japan, the series Saze-san has run over 8,500 episodes since 1969 and is still in production to this day. But in Germany, the series Unser Sandmännchen, or Our Sandman, a bedtime animated children's series, has had episodes running since 1958 when it was first broadcast in the Iron Curtain in East Germany. It has run for over 20,000. Germany is the right. Oh, you got that one right! Fantastic! We have the one winner for tonight's episode of HQ Trivia. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, we have one winner. Oh, we have 2. Wait a minute. No, that's wrong. Oh, criminy. So it looks like that Japan was the right answer. I made sure that was not supposed to be the right answer. Okay, so here's the deal. I'm going to have to briefly, very calmly fast forward because I skipped over to the end, so now I have to go back to the so I went back to Q15. We're going to Q16. Let's do this. Okay, so the 2 of you that answered Japan. Brace yourself. We could be in for now. We are the unprecedented Q16. Who is the only player in the twin scoring titles for the NCAA, the ABA, and the Eileen, we're doing our very dang best here. Come on. For those who don't know, the ABA, or the American Basketball Association, was a men's basketball league that started from 1970, after which it merged Hurricanes, the San Francisco Warriors for the NBA, and the Oakland Oaks for the ABA is Rick Barry. As you get that right, best can ever soft sell taco ABC News. You are now in the running to move forward into the next year. Alrighty then, let's keep on going with Q17. In Genesis 1, which gender did God create first? Male, female, or both at once? Okay, it's one chapter. Chapter 1, verse 27, where, depending on the translation you use, it says that God created humans in His own image, and He created them male and female. So the answer is both at once, and all three of you are still in it to win it. Okay. Best could ever soft sell tacos and ABC News. Let's just keep on right here and okay. Now, for all intents and purposes, the answer is the Chia guy for this game here. So let's just bring up the results here. Okay. That's actually the wrong answer, but all three of you managed to get it right if for this here. I'm starting to get some really, really weird sort of vibes from this here. But anyway, yes, the correct answer is the Chia guy. So all three of you managed to get that one right. I don't know what the heck is going on with this here. So let's just keep on going and see if you could be able to, and see if one person could be able to win, to give me an answer this one correctly for Q19. Which of these people ruled France during the First Opium War? Louis Philippe I, Louis XVIII, or Napoleon III? Okay. 18th was France for most of 1814 through 1824. Louis Philippe Louis Philippe I was the king of France from 1830 to 1848. Napoleon III was the president of France from 1848 to 1852, and later the last monarch of France from 1852 to 1870. The First Opium War, however, took place between 1839 and 1832, which means that Louis Philippe I is the right answer. None of you got that one right. Okay. Jeez. So you're all going back into the game. Alrighty, that's fine. Let's see what we can do about this here. Okay. Which television show was the first Sesame Street? Alrighty, closed captioning is a relatively recent addition in the history of television broadcasting. It was developed in the early 1970s, and the first network to fully embrace the concept was the Public Broadcasting Service, or PBS. In 1972, the first TV show that PBS offered with closed captioning is The French Chef. Bon appetit! And all three of you managed to get that one right. Of course you did. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. That's how we're doing this here, right? Okay. Well, none of you are tenacious. In fact, you're 2 times tenacious. You're in it to win it for 20 questions. Absolutely unreal. But there can be only one winner, I think. Let's go for Q21. Alrighty, the inventor of Scrabble was an architect from Poughkeepsie named Alfred Mosher But yeah, of course you did. Yeah, okay. So all three of you managed to get that one right. Just show the results on the screen there. There you go here. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. Well, it is now time for the double deuce. Hold on to your butts, because here comes Q22. Which country has produced the most literature Nobel Prize winners? France, the United Kingdom, or the United States? Okay. As of 2023, the top country has You're really, really smart. All right, on go. Because we're running out of questions. Psych, we got more in the hopper. So let's go on to Q20. About what? Ballet, gardening, or prison reform? Alrighty then. Audrey Hepburn was the fifth person to win the Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, or Tony, or EGOT, and the first EGOT recipient to get the vaulted status posthumously. She won 2 of the awards in her lifetime, her Tony in 1954 for her role on Undine, and an Oscar in the same year for her role in Roman Holiday. The others were awarded after her passing in January. Word album, and her Emmy was awarded several months prior for her work on the informational series Gardens of the World with Audrey Hepburn. Gardening is the right answer. And look at that. 2 of you, finally. 1 of you managed to get that one incorrect. The 2 of you that are still in it to win it, let us do the next question here. The following takes place between 9 p.m. and 10 p.m. Questions occur in real time. Who are you working for? It's time for Q24. Which of these cities has hosted the Olympics only 1 time? Berlin, Lake Placid, or Paris? This is a relatively easy to look up question. All right. Paris has hosted the Olympics 3 times, including the ones that are happening right now, sharing the all-time record with London and, in 2028, Los Angeles. The winner with Q25. During whose presidency were the most states admitted to the Union? Benjamin Harrison, George Washington, or James Buchanan? Okay, what other I thought this question was supposed to be removed. What other classic video game was designed by the creator of Pac-Man? All right, fine. Let's see what we got here. This question was supposed to be removed. I thought that I submitted the questions earlier, but apparently not. Alrighty then. Well, it turns out that the answer is supposedly pole position, even though technically it's not, because the guy who made pole position, the guy who made Pac-Man was a producer on it, but not the director or designer. So none of you got that one right, which makes so. During who states admitted to the Union? Benjamin Harrison, George Washington, or James? Okay. So let me just rewind my script here because it kind of got skipped over here. Already then. James Buchanan oversaw the admission of 3 states to the Union: Minnesota, Oregon, and Kansas. Benjamin Harrison was the president when 6 states were admitted: North and South Dakota, them direct from prime given from the people over in headquarters. So we are now doing old questions. Here we go here. Hopefully one of you will get that. We'll get this one. We'll get this one right because of the fact. Oh, sorry, because of the fact that these questions were not written in advance. So, alrighty then. Let's just transition it in. Just show the question here, and I'll read it from my phone. Oh, I guess here. Let's do this. Okay, so it turns out that the okay. It turns out that what was the question again here? Okay, let me just double check this here. Sorry about this. This is kind of behind the scenes here. It turns out that wait a minute. Yeah, okay. The part of the nest that is not in bird nest soup is straw, because a swiftlet's saliva is actually what? No, I'm sorry. Let's just get to the next one here, because just show the results here. Nobody got that one right. The answer was a swiftlet saliva, but both of you got that one wrong. So we're just going to go right back into it here. Let's show the next question. Which of these insects has a variant named after a character from Harry Potter? A mosquito, a hornet, or a wasp? Okay. Well, it turns out that the answer is the wasp, and both of you managed to get that one right. Okay. All righty. All right, we have our two winners of tonight's episode of HQTV Trivia. And for some reason, those tacos and BBC News, you have now split the answer. You managed to answer a whole bunch correctly, some of which were asked. For some reason, you still got them right, which means that there's some skullduggery going on right here. We're going to this here and possibly do another one of these games here, just so that we could be able to, get this done, on the up. Both won the kit and caboodle and are taking home $50. No sharing. Well, now they're sharing. I'll just going to skip that section here. Well, this was an absolute treat for most of this. Thanks as always, HQTV, for giving me this opportunity. And thanks to all of you for joining me. You're all winners in my book, except for you two. And say, do you want to be a part of our crew? I don't see why you would now. HQTV peeps are looking for more volunteer writers, hosts, and more. And if you'd like to join in on the fun behind the scenes, tonight you have another shot, or more importantly, $20. In any event, please spread the word to your trivia and word puzzle loving friends on social media, and join us for future games. There are tons of people out there who do not know that there are new games on the HQ Trivia app, and we're just a bunch of fans trying to put together a show, and apparently a few bots. And we don't have a marketing department, so word of mouth is the only way for us to maintain any traction. Be sure to follow me on Twitter, Threads, and Instagram at FARD and you can visit my website at heyitsfard.com. And so this has been Farad Muhammad, and I've got to get ready for words. So see you in a bit.